Oh man, principalities are really working on some close people of mine. I can go into all this talk and talk and talk and talk about all this, the Bible and stuff. But knowing what's going on in my life right now, I just want to talk about that. I have someone right now who's very dear in my heart, who is right now in the emergency room. They had to fly him to Vanderbilt Hospital, and her children are freaking out. Well, I shouldn't say freaking out. They're just, how should I put it? The physical world out here is bringing a black cloud of death and fear and anxiety and all that upon them. And it always makes me think of, when a storm comes towards the coastline, they always have a lighthouse out there, shining its light. Sometimes you're, in movies, you can barely see that light flicker, through that storm, and that's like Jesus. When we're going through the storms of the flesh, we're getting caught up in it. When we're living in the Spirit, we're made perfect. This flesh has to die in order to inherit the heavens. We have to know Jesus Christ too, because He is the bridge to God's kingdom. He is His only begotten Son. His only blood, man, came in the flesh. And when I think of all these stories in the Bible, these journal entries, I call them, where they wrote about how God was with them, these miracle stories, there's so many I can go through. There's one where Jesus is sleeping on a boat and everyone's on the boat and a storm hits and they're all freaking out and they run in, Jesus, please help, 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 help. And He comes out and, probably gave him a look like, where's the faith, man? Where's the faith in my Father? Don't you know He has everything in control in His hands? Father time. Because He controls time. Mother Earth, get out of her. Don't be a part of the earthly things. What's also earthly? If you have someone on a deathbed, just make sure they know who Christ is. Because most people fear it because they don't know what's beyond that. Beyond there. They don't know. Because then their conscience goes like, where am I going to go? And in the back of their head, they're thinking, am I going in the fire? Is hell real? The Pope says it's not. That's all a part of the New World Order to cause apocalyptia. If people don't think there's hell, you know how much wrong is going to be happening, like raping, murdering, killing, pedophile stuff, lying, cheating. People lie without even blushing no more. It's embarrassing to lie. If I lie, even if I walk out of it, I got this sour feeling in my stomach, man. A sour feeling. Like I just ate throw up that I just, like a dog throwing up and eating it and just watching it, how you just like, oh, man. And it's like, what's happening? And it's like, Josh, or whoever's going through that same, you're having a metanoia. You're having a change of mind. what you used to do, how you used to do life. When you give your life to Jesus and truly understand it, if you truly understand it, then personally, this is how I did it in my mind. I wanted to know who he was. Because baptism to me was like a marriage. It was like a marriage. Joining me and the Lord. Already joined me and the Lord together. Alright? But now we had our wedding. Because in the spirit, we're all one gender. So all you people going, oh, he's gay. No, in the spirit, we're all one. You listen to Bob Marley, do you comprehend what Bob Marley's talking about? You know, yeah, we smoke and all this, but is your spirit right? Is your spirit right? That's what he kept trying to be like, is your spirit. The spirit's not right. Like the programmer of this virtual world we're living in for this time being, that's only about this much that we see compared to what is really out there. Frequencies, trees, power lines. Those power lines right now, you can sit outside. Maybe you can't hear electricity flowing through them, but it is. And it's sending a vibe out. Energy. We receive a vibe. It goes into our brain, sparking, creating electricity, energy to let us put it out there like, oh, that's bass. Oh, that's a guitar. That's a piano. Oh, that's techno. That's country. That's Hispanic music. People, I know guys that could drive cars and they know the sounds of every specific little engine piece. Like, you take it over there and be like, man, I don't know what's wrong with my car. They go driving around the block. Boom, boom, boom. They'll get your car running like nothing. Why? Because they have programmed their mind to that frequency. Like I have a family member, a dear brother of mine, music theory. He is programming himself to understand the art of music. The art of music. All right? He's programmed into that frequency. We can go to a concert. I'll be hearing this, but he'll probably be hearing each little instrument, every tone, because he's programmed to that frequency. A dog is tongues programmed different than us. We might come in and smell roast beef cooking in the oven, but that dog comes in, he could probably smell potatoes. That's carrots. There's the meat. That's seasonings. You know what I mean? Because he is built to that program like cats. People say cats can see ghosts. They scare spirits away and stuff. Because cats and dogs, well, dogs not as much. It doesn't really, but a cat, some dogs are. Like little dogs. Like cat-sized dogs. But some big dogs. But they can see spirits. They can see ghosts coming in. Why? Because they are built into that frequency. That frequency they see 24/7. A crow. Vision is black and white. So he has bird's eye, but he is a colorblind bird. His perspective is a lot different to help him survive. Okay? A bumblebee. Its perspective of bright velvet colored flowers is programmed in its mind naturally. The world, Satan's world, evil world, has a frequency going on. If you can't notice it, fear. If you can scare it, you can control it. Listen to me. If you can scare it, you can control it. Just ponder on that. Just ponder on that. You know? Television. It's telling you a vision. Have you ever seen Batman? I think it's Batman and Robin. It's with the Riddler and Two-Face. And Jim Carrey as the Riddler was programming this thing that goes on top of a TV and to their brain. And they were sitting there getting high off it and laughing like, ah. In the end, when Batman's showing up and stuff, and he was locked up. Sorry, I'm a nerd, but there's a reason why God let me watch that movie. Because then, I've seen that movie, whenever it came out, and then I'm 31 now, and now it's coming, so I'm just trying to give you a visual, all right? He puts that thing, boom, telling you a vision. He's like, like Cranberries. Zombie, zombie, in your head, in your head. They're making you a zombie. This phone is making you a zombie. Have you ever sat or drive around and just see people on their phones? I've seen videos, people walking right into ditches. Even I done it. I walked into the side of... Why? Because I was carrying my picture, my status, my image, caring about my outer image. No more. I feed this outer image. And my inner man is anorexic. So I started feeding it. And to be a true bodybuilder, why don't, instead of worry about the outside, build your spirit, and your spirit will form in that. Me, it's not showing right now, but who knows what'll happen. Who knows. But in my head, I say I'm a warrior. I'm a warrior for Christ. I'm a warrior. And if you go to my Facebook, it tells you what a warrior does. A warrior, a true Prince Charming, doesn't have shiny, good-looking armor. A true prince, a true knight, your dream knight, man, he has all these battle scars, but he has a heart of a lion. He still gives. He still shows charity. He shows love, joy. And it's not an act. This is truly him. And it came from the inside out. How do we know what love is if we're putting it inside us? We need to sit down and get to know. Truly, ask your spirit, what is love? What is truth? What is wisdom? What is gentleness? What is joy? What is peace of mind? Who could have a peace of mind? I can. Because I live in here. The flesh, it can't have a peace of mind. It's always thinking what it wants to do tomorrow, how it's going to look 20 years from now. Am I going to get fat? Am I going to get old? And my titty's going to get wrinkled? I'm just being straight up. This is what happens when you get old, young children. This is what gets in your mind. And it takes money. And you never have enough to put in your belly. Why? Because you're too worried about how your outer look, your house, your car, your this. But a true loving person, a true person with a heart of gold, a heart of lions, they could have nothing. 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 They could have nothing but the shirt on their back. And they see a child or somebody freezing, and he takes it off and gives it to him. Or you see a family that's homeless, and you're a single man in an apartment, and you see this family. You rather sleep on a park bench and give that home for that time being for that family. That is a man with a heart of... That's a lion's heart right there. That is like a heart right there. And that's how I've been like in my spirit feeling like, like giving my stuff away to people who I know don't have the money to cherish it. Just showing charity, love. It's like a stone. You could throw one little stone in the water and it'll create a ripple. Don't do it for people's attention. Do it for the person you want to please. Your soul wants to, your spirit wants to please the Lord. Your flesh wants to please people, to be pleased back. If someone says, I love you, are you sitting there? If your boyfriend doesn't say, I love you back to you, do you get pissed off? Do you get a little worried and like, who the hell is he been talking to? I'm not going to curse, but been sleeping with. Who is he? Who's distracting him from all my love? And hey, are you a control freak? Or you truly know what love is? Like, I love you, honey. I love you, sweetie. You say it still. Do you give people hugs even if they don't want to hug you back? People don't want to believe in God because it's the unseen. But if you live spiritually, truly in your spirit, where this out here, you don't have to worry about it. You're a bodybuilder. You're building the body from inside out. Okay? We're so used to building houses, making sure we get the framework. But guess what? What are you doing with the framework? You're framing the inside of your house. We are the temple. Are you framing your temple? Are you putting work in your temple? That's what I'm saying, Like Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd. He lies me on green pastures. Hebrews chapter 4:11. Labor to rest in his works, in his name, Jesus Christ. All right, we go to the next verse on that chapter. I think it's 2 and 3, 1 through 3 or 4. It says, he lies me beside still waters. Inner peace. Inner peace. This very moment, I'm taking control of this very moment and breathing, not worrying about what I'm saying, not worrying about anything, just focusing, just feeling the air go in me. Feels good to breathe. People on those oxygen masks and stuff due to smoking or wherever they were working or cleaning with cleaning products on those respirators, and they see people smoking cigarettes and they look at them like, if I can just get my lungs again, I would never smoke a damn cigarette. I would never clean with that bleach product. I would never do what took away my free gift of breathing. It's free right now. So why are you going to do stuff to take it away? This is what I started to understand. Every now and then I do smoke. I'm letting you know all right now. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Hell no. I have nothing to boast in my name. No, he's the one that did it. Jesus Christ. He did it all. I'm just laboring in his free gift of righteousness. And, I got nothing but love. And I just want to just tell people all about, I'm full of love. I never smiled before. I never, enjoyed life. The very essence of that moment I never enjoyed. Because I was always worried about, oh man, what if I get sick? What? You notice in life, it's spelled L-I-F-E. And if you take the L and E off, you get ifs. That's what life, the flesh, ifs. And you take the L and the E, and you get L, E-L, meaning God, the one. So if you want to live life, you got ifs, but what's sandwiching you? The Lord. Because you put those ifs in his hands, your heart, and he's holding your heart like a sandwich. All those ifs, all those questions, all this and that. He has them all when you give them. Now he wants you to be obedient. In order to know Jesus Christ, you have to eat the bread and drink the water. Never, in my eyes, one eye is the bread, one eye is water. 11. Same number. Looks perfect because it joins us in Christ. He can only join to our spirit because he's perfect and our spirit's perfect. So if we're joined in the spirit, we're perfect on the inside. Man will condemn what's on the outside, but we are made righteous in him. Pretty crazy. But yeah, so anyways, getting back, and when life throws you a curveball, a bunch of lemons are falling out of the sky like death. Anxiety is a lemon. Stress, your financial. How am I going to make it tomorrow? I want to do this. I want to make sure. I need a goal. I want to live in this home, but right now I'm in this home, but I'm working my butt off to get in this home. And then I'll be at peace. If someone gave you $1 million, you'd be like, I'm at peace. And then you come to realize everybody's using you for your money until you have only 1 penny in your pocket. And guess what? They'll take that 1 penny too and leave you on the side of the curb. That's life. That's the flesh world. The spiritual world, once you grasp it, hold it, and love it, and just have intimacy with it, it's like, man, I know what love is. I know what joy is. I know what peace is. I know what it means to truly love your enemies. If you see your enemy at gunpoint, or you see your enemy, let's just say you had an enemy, all right, and he was on death row, all right, and you're out here waiting to see his face on TV like with Charles Manson and them, and you're sitting there waiting to see this so you could smile. What Jesus did is what we should be doing. Instead, be like, let's pray for him. I wish I could take his spot. I wish I can die for him so he gets another chance to know who Jesus Christ is. Because he'll sit here and be like, whoa, this guy died for me. Died for me. Imagine you're on death row. They're about to inject poison in you, and someone out of the blue, some random stranger said, you know what, and the guard came and entered, this guy's going to die for you. You're just going to sit in that jail cell forever. Or, no, this guy died for you, so now you're going to be free because he's dying for you. The guy came in prison to die for you. This prison is the world. He came into this prison with the guard, and he's saying, yo, you're free. I'm going to take your spot, and I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to wait out the time, and I'm going to die for you. What if that happened? Just imagine putting yourself in that position. You're in death row, or you have a bullet right in front of your head. Or you're about your hold hostage and this random stranger said, you know what, let them go, I'll die for them. Some people be like, no. But just a couple minutes ago, you were sitting there like, Lord, please, someone please, no. But then when someone does come in, it's like, no, I don't want you dying, let me die. Why? Jesus died for you. So you can get a chance to know who the Father is through him. He will teach you. Like my scenario. People can't really understand my dad. They call him a dreamer. Alright? I understand my dad. I understand. A lot of my family members and brothers think he's a dreamer. But I understand my Father. Okay? That's like God and Jesus. Everybody doesn't understand him, but Jesus understands his Father. And if you want to know who his Father is, you're going to ask, hey, Jesus, who's your dad God, man? I want to know who your Father is. in all his ways was his Father. That's why he did the law, because that was death on stone. He knew it would never amount to that. That's what Apostle Paul was telling people. That's death on stone. There's 613 sins, not just 10. 10 are the main basics. 1 through 4 is man with God. 5 through 6 is like marriage, moral, a marriage. And the rest of them are your brothers and sisters, your neighbors. Okay? In the spirit, we're all one. So that's your brother in spirit, but in the flesh, we're in the flesh. The spirit doesn't have a gender. We'll be made in our perfect bodies. For those who truly believe Jesus Christ died on the cross, and it was his blood, his suffering, his works. And you understand it was all on him. He did it. We have no room to judge. We have no room to hold grudges. We have no room to hate. We have no room. If he loved us that much, we should love our brothers and sisters that much. If he forgave us that and took our forgiveness, then we can let go of ours. We can forgive others, If he did it, we need to do it to others. If he showed charity, humbleness, unity, when persecution of Christ, when they were moving him from back and forth because what's his name didn't want to, he had nothing to kill this guy on. Jesus Christ. And everyone was doing all this and they were saying all this and he didn't once argue back. And when they went to the other judge, he didn't once argue or defend himself or justify himself. He just said, yes, I am the Messiah of Jews, Jerusalem. And then when Jesus died on the cross, it was for the Gentiles. Because now there is a new Jerusalem where it's going to have Gentiles with Jews. The Jewish people with Gentiles. We are the new king. It's not this temple. We are the temple. People are waking up. People are realizing, okay, life doesn't seem right. Like me, I feel like an alien here. Like people rushing. You want to know if someone has patience? Watch how they drive their car when you're on the freeway. Those people rushing by you and you're like, geez, calm down. Yeah, they're impatient. Because our energy reflects, our conscience reflects our reality. If your conscience is full of love, peace, joy, unity, like plural, peace, love, unity, respect, responsibility among my brothers and sisters through Christ, we are all the same spirit. The flesh, no. Where parts of the world might make our flesh be like, nah, I'm not a black guy, I'm a white guy. No, that's your brother regardless of skin tone color. He still bleeds the same way you bleed. He still lives life in a free will just like you. We have a free will. If a blue car comes by, we have a free will to say, oh, I like blue cars. Or we could say, I like some bloods. Oh, that's a dirty ass color. We have that free will. Our own judgment. Our own, not judgment, but our own form of conscience. Your conscience reflects your reality. If you have a negative conscience, a low self-esteem type conscience, you need to bring the vibrations up and say, no, I am righteous. I am made perfect in Jesus Christ. Made perfect. Humans want to be perfect. The most sexiest, the most wealthiest. They want an image so people can respect it. But we're not part of the earth if you're a lamb of God. You're not. You're here to please Him. Only Him. How do you please Him? Showing charity. Giving out the good news, hope. No, this God is not dead. God is not fake. I pray for you all. I pray for you. You know how many sperm go into a woman's womb? Like 3 million, 5 million sperm, and one sperm only gets in that egg? You were designed for a purpose to play a part of this world. And if you give in to the negative conscience and look at life such, because you don't feel pretty, or you're not as pretty as that person, or you don't look as in shape as that person, or like me, I can't go down certain hills because I don't know how to do a right hand turn, slide, I only know how to do left, so it subjects to me, narrows what I can do. But if I tell myself I could do all this, I could do this, but remember, if you think you mastered the sport, or mastered the craft, or mastered the art or dance, it mastered you. It took all your time and focus from something on this world that wouldn't matter when you die. So, have you mastered life? Being wealthy? Having everything you want? The perfect world that you dreamed of? Or did it master you and put you in this dome that this is your world when your flesh is going to die? There will be a great judgment, and you're going to be with your face-to-face maker. Yahweh, Jesus, Christ, whatever you want to call it. Alright? If you don't like hearing the word Jesus and you like, go the higher spirit, but in your heart you know that's Jesus, but you keep saying higher spirit, then focus on it. Focus, please, your higher spirit. Change your metanoia. Have a change of mind. Change your life. How do you do that? Stop living in the flesh and start living in the spirit. The windows to your spirit. Change the lenses so you can start focusing on the inner person. Stop focusing on the outer when it's going to die. It won't inherit the heaven. Your spirit does. Your spirit does. You want to go to, I don't want to say it, but some people call it the lake of fire. Some people call it the black abyss, where it's just black. No sound, no taste, where loneliness just hammers on you, where you're just on the ground